Hey guys, welcome back. Winter is just about here, and in my neck of the woods, it gets cold. Really cold. This week, I'm going to insulate my garage door to try and keep a little bit more of the warmth inside my shop. If you want to see how I did it, stay tuned. I had some 2-inch rigid foam insulation lying around my shop for quite some time. It's been around for so long that it kind of turned itself into a shelf. I figured I would put it to good use. You can start off by getting some measurements of your garage door panels. Then you can move on to cutting the foam. There's numerous ways in which you can cut the foam. I employed just about every method to see which way was quickest. Trying to draw straight lines with a speed square, and then I realized that I had a drywall T-square, so I figured why not use that. A sharp knife makes cutting the foam a whole lot easier. You can use that, or a circular saw, a jigsaw, or your bare hands, but I suspect you'd get better results using some tools. However you decide to go about it, you can now make your pieces to the sizes that you measured on the garage door. I quickly discovered that my pieces of foam were just a little bit too thick for my garage door panels. My rigid foam insulation was 2 inches thick. The inside dimension of my garage door panels was roughly 1 3/4 inches thick. I figured a router would make quick work with a rabbiting bit so that I could just rabbit about 1/4 inch on each of the edges of the panels. That way it was able to slide into the opening and not bulge the garage door. If you're going to be purchasing materials to insulate your garage door, you can always purchase whatever fits your garage door. The upper lip or channel of my garage door panels was actually a little bit wider than the bottoms. So my plan was, once the rabbets were cut in the pieces of foam, I would then slide the foam pieces into the garage door panel, rotate it in place, and then slide it down, evening out the gap. I wanted to ensure that my panels were as tight as I could possibly get them, making certain that I didn't have to use any type of adhesive to keep the panels in place. There was a little bit of trial and error on the first piece, but once I got that one in place, I can then just duplicate any similar sizes. A cross member needed to be removed to slide my bottom pieces in, but that was quick work. The upper panel had one of those cross members as well, but I could actually slide the foam underneath. The area I had to take out was larger than my rabbet bit, so I just cut that portion by hand. I could already notice the difference standing next to the insulated portion of the garage door versus the uninsulated portion. Here you can see I cheated a little bit. I have one of these really nice pumping suction cups, so I was able to apply that to the foam and then position the piece accordingly. And due to copyright reasons, I can't play the song that apparently came over the radio and made me want to dance. Maybe I was just happy that I was making progress. Then it's just a matter of cutting more panels and fitting them into place. Nothing all too interesting. Here you can see that suction cup again as I make sure that piece is nice and even in the opening. Well, with this all done, bring on the cold weather. I've already noticed it's a lot more comfortable out in the shop. Before, when I just had the bare metal, you could feel the cold just radiating in, and it just didn't make it very comfortable to be around. Now, with the foam board up, it's warm to the touch where the foam is, and I don't feel very much of that radiating back into the room. And I think it's going to save me a lot of money in the long run, being I'm doing a lot more projects out in the cold weather, and I'm having to heat the shop. You don't necessarily have to take the route I did with the router and jamming it up into the channels. That was definitely a lot more time consuming, but I'm kind of particular how I do things. But you could always just take the smaller pieces and cut them undersized to the opening, maybe 1/4 inch, and then just glue them on with some foam board adhesive. You want to use stuff specifically designed for foam board or expanded polystyrene, because any type of solvents are actually going to eat up the insulation, and it just won't work. But I'm really happy how it turned out. I'll most likely paint the inside surface of the foam white, just because, like I said, I'm particular how things look. But I mean, it's fine as it is. It's just an aesthetics thing. Either that, or come spring, I was thinking I might take some 1/8 inch hardboard and either screw it or rivet it to each of the door panels. That way I can even put some insulation in here, and it would be just that much better. And then the hardboard would be a lot more durable than just painted foam. But that pretty much wraps it up for me for this week. Until I see you guys next time, have a good one.